Deme D, man, fan.
Hip hop was good. This is the Go Get It TV where hip hop lives. I'm your guy Deme D, Mr. Everywhere You Never There, and this is another episode of On Deck with Deme, my interview series. And I got another rap vet, a legend in the making. Got my guy Termanology in the building.
Hustling with Paul in the trail OG. Got these hoes like Santa on my right knee. And these strippers on my zipper screaming Bobby. Yeah, KGR terminology. I never heard another rhyme of this violence as prodigy. Came in the game solid, acknowledge I make dollars, but not spreading with no cure and no medicine. Straight devilish, targeting nose with melanin. Politicians give no care, they embezzling.
Yeah, God was good.
What up, baby?
Mass in the building, mass in the building.
You know that.
You already. So, well, off top, I always like to start my show with what does hip hop mean to you?
Right, man. Hip hop means to me, man, what's like my whole life, right? I've been loving hip hop culture, growing up in hip hop culture, participating in hip hop culture for like almost my whole life. I started rapping at 9 years old. There's pictures of me with a mic, rapping, breakdancing, all of that when I was a kid, teenager. Going into high school, where I put out my first vinyl, went on my first tour, got my first record deal, and then the rest is history. So it's like, man, it's to this day, bro, I live hip hop every single day of my life. You know what I'm saying? There's not a day goes by that I'm not hip hop, because
that's a fact.
I've turned myself from just the regular person that I was, that wasn't an artist, into a full-time artist. And so, there's not a day that I'm not terminology. I can't not be term, and term is hip hop. So, that's what it is, bro. It's every day, all day. It's in my blood.
I see you living it, and I love to see it. And you're definitely a prime example of having a lengthy career. I don't want to skip over it too. Let them know Masses in the building, but not Boston. Let them know where you're from, my guy.
Yeah, well, we rep Boston too. You see the green, but really, Lawtown. I'm from Lawrence, Mass. I grew up in two cities, Lawrence, Mass, and then a city right next to it called Haverhill. So, I grew up in those two towns. My mom and dad both being from Lawtown. My dad was born in Puerto Rico and then moved to Lawrence with his his mother. He has 7 brothers, so I got 1,000 cousins in Lawtown. And then when I got a little older, my mom and dad split. My mom wanted to move to Haverhill, which is another city right next to Lawrence. So, these two cities that are next to Boston, 20, 30 minutes away from Boston is where I mainly grew up. Among some other cities, I moved a lot as a kid. And then I moved to New York in 2007. You know what I mean? I moved to the Bronx. So in New York, I lived in the Bronx.
So you lived out here.
Yeah, I lived out here for mad years. 10 years of my life I've been out here. So I'm a New York cat too.
That's kind of around the time you got it kicking off, right?
Exactly.
All right.
So Statik moved out here in 2004. And he was like, yo, you making noise over there in Boston and all that, but you need to come to New York because just your ceiling, your ceiling gets low. Back home, your ceiling get low. New York is New York. You know what I'm saying? If you're in New York, you lit. So it's like, I came out here, followed him, and it was like, he got here in 2004. I moved out here in 2007. And yeah, man, we've been here ever since. Now I got my own studio in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I've been in Brooklyn for the last, 12 years, basically, just, having this studio, having a crib, living at Statik's crib, staying on Statik's couch when it was grind time. And, once I leveled up, I got my crib in Queens. I had a crib in Queens for like 3 years. I had a crib in the Bronx for like 3 years. I had a little spot in LES. So, I'm from New York too.
So you missed everywhere too then.
I'm part of, plus I've been to 50 countries too, humble stuff. So I know a little bit about traveling, but when you talk about home, I feel most at home when I'm back in the 978 area of Massachusetts. That 978 when I'm over there, and when I'm here, when I'm in Brooklyn, that's usually where I feel most home. That's my home, and this is my home too.
Nah, that's dope. So and that just shows to go in most people's stories. You have to travel. You have to, because even being in New York, you maximize out here too. But we got to get out other places too. So
right.
But salute to you making that move. I do want to, I want to backtrack on some of your beginning too, but I want to start on with some of your latest stuff. Let's talk about the number though. Where are you at right now? What, 48?
49.
Sheesh.
49 right here.
49, and that's including mixtapes as well.
Yeah, I put
EPs.
anything that I wrote. I didn't like put any of my random stuff. I put my real catalog.
Okay, yeah.
It has my name on it. I wrote it.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So there's 49 projects. It's about like 30 albums, like 15 mixtapes, and like about 4 or 5 EPs. So remember, we're gonna drop the 50th album December 16th. So that way we can drop my 50th project during the 50th year of hip hop.
That's fucking dope. You know, that's dope.
This is 49. This comes out October 13th, and then we coming right back with number 50.
And that's the second collab with Paul Wall right there.
Yes,
right?
sir.
What is Start, Repeat?
Start, Finish, Repeat.
Start, Finish, Repeat.
Start, Finish, Repeat.
Which is a follow up to last year's 2020's album. Start to Finish.
Yes, sir.
So when I first seen that, right?
Yeah.
Got the summer pack out too. That shit is fire. It definitely sound like a summer vibe.
Yeah, thank you.
That shit was definitely summer vibe. I want to salute. I don't want to lose train of thought, but I want to salute a producer on the come up. I interviewed him. Salute to Cartoon Bees. What made you pick him for a track on that right?
Man, I kept hearing his name. Like I kept seeing the songs he had with Banks, some of the Griselda guys, just different people that I rock with. And I came across his music, and Statik was playing some of his joints on Shade 45. Like I was hearing like the Lloyd Banks joints and stuff.
That's some shit.
And I'm like, yo, he nasty.
He got some shit.
I just heard him, and right away I'm like, he nasty. So I'm pretty sure I followed him, and he followed me back, or one of the two, something like that. And we just got to talking like, yo, let's get it. And right away we got it popping. He actually did the outro on here. The song with Nems.
Okay.
Yeah, he got on here last minute because the album was done and passed in. And he texted me, he's like, yo, I'm gonna get on this album. I'm telling you, because he kept sending beats. But the album was done, and I was like, damn, maybe something else. This is done. I told him straight up. And then I had sent Nems the beat. And it was a while, he didn't send the verse back. It was like a couple months. I thought he forgot about me. And then he hit me like, yo, I'm doing your verse today. And he did it, and he sent it. So I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna cut Nems off the album. I gotta keep Nems. So we ended up adding an extra song. And then so Cartoon ended up getting on the album, and he has the title track, Start, Finish, Repeat. You know what I mean? So shout out to Cartoon.
You see how that goes?
Yeah, you just gotta keep shooting your shot,
see how it goes. Sometimes, sometimes it's time, and sometimes, right place, right time.
Yeah.
But so when I first seen that collab, I'm like, cause I fuck with the People's Champ. I'm like, I didn't see that. I'm like, how the fuck did that collab happen? Yeah. But when I thought about it, right, you may be a little more bar heavy. But y'all style is similar. You swagged out, he's swaggy. Yeah. You know what I mean? You lived in the lifestyle. Y'all do y'all ladies talk. It's not like it's night and day. Yeah. It's just, you're just a little more bar and maybe a little more flows. But so yeah, I was like, okay. But then when I heard the shit, so how did that collab happen?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I met Paul straight through Statik. You know what I mean? Like Statik is the plug.
Statik is around, man. Statik is around.
He's the plug to a lot of stuff. So when he started working with Paul, he brought me in, and I did a record on him and Paul's project. And then me and Paul got cool, and then when the pandemic hit, he texted me like, yo, send me some shit, let's get to work. So I was like, oh shit, okay, let's go. So I sent him Thailand. You know what I mean? He bodied that, sent it right back. He bodied that. Like the next day type shit. And I knew I was like, yo, I gotta get Bun on this. Like, cause I didn't know we were gonna do a whole album. I just knew that one song had that slow joint. Okay. Like, I was like, this would be nice, me, him, and Bun. And then that shit just turned into a whole album, bro.
Okay, so
and then it turned into a whole second album. You know what I mean?
And I was wondering if y'all was gonna do, because sometimes people don't do that. It's just that one thing.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a schedule. It's business. I mean, him and I both. I got like 5 to 10 albums done already. He got a couple projects done already. So it could have got jammed up by other work, but for whatever reason, we was able to just make it work through 2 crazy schedules. Like,
shot mad videos.
Yeah, we shot 4 in the last one and 4 in the new one. So we got 8 in the stash, and we did a couple shows. Minnesota was sold out. We did South by Southwest. It was like a small show, but it was lit. So you know what I mean? It's great, man, that I was able to build this rapport with Paul Wall and to just like learn from him, because like he's a little bit older than me, not much older than me, but just maybe like 1-2 years older. Like he's like a little bit more seasoned, and he's been places I've been.
Yeah, he's been in the game for a while.
He done things I never done. Like I don't got like Grammys and like platinum hits with Kanye and all them yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching him like I'm super underground, but he's also an underground rapper. He just happened to have hits. So that's why you said like, damn, y'all mesh because y'all kind of similar. Yes, if you get in the room with him, he just a regular cool ass dude that know how to rhyme and love hip hop. So it did mesh very easily because the fame and all that type of shit. Like he didn't let none of that get to his head. He's just a real MC that loves hip hop. So you know, him and I, we click easy. Like we pick a beat and it's like in an hour the whole song is done, and it's like, all right, what's next? Like it's never no weird shit. It's never no like it don't take a lot of time. We just click and just like work chemistry. Mad easy. Yeah, it's easy to work with Paul for sure.
That's dope, and it comes off in the music, being like it does. So
yeah.
And maybe there'll be a part 3. I don't know. We push it. I don't know.
Hey man, you know.
But we'll enjoy this one.
From what I heard, there's a part 3 coming too. So
shit.
You know what I mean? We might have to just keep running it back, like run the jewels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, we'll see. And that turned out to be a heavy combo too.
No doubt. So that, you know, some Nas Barkley. You know, sometimes dudes be in one group or a solo artist and they link with another artist and become something even crazier, different.
Look at Nas with Hit Boy right now.
Exactly, bro. That wasn't even the sound we thought we were gonna hear Nas on, and it was like we ended up loving it. So, you know, I try to be open-minded making music. I mean, Paul's music sounds totally different on his solo shit than his music with me. Mm-hmm. And same, like I pick way more different shit. But when I'm picking beats for him, I'm picking for me and him.
I think you're underrated on that. Like, you're probably known, you know, for being bar heavy, but I'm not really sure how you're really overall perceived.
I feel like I'm a little underrated as an A&R in the game.
And a music maker, like you don't just rap. I can't front. When I first saw you, I kind of made that assumption because I'm
originally a cypher rapper, freestyle rapper.
But when I started listening, you got mad melodies, mad different flows. You know how to put bridges, choruses, so you're not just rapping.
Picking the right beats,
different type of beats.
Yeah, all kind of shit. But I stay in my pocket. See, I don't get too left because I don't like. I always hate when my favorite rappers do shit that seem like a stretch, like, oh damn, that's a force. Like, yeah, like I just kind of it's like cringy, you know what I'm saying? So
it can be.
I try to stay in my lane. I could do R&B, I ghostwrite, I could produce, I rap, I could do trap, I could rap fast, slow, I could do whatever, but I try to stay in my lane. I try to go like where I came in the game with DJ Premier, Pete Rock, Statik. I came in the game with that sound, so I try to like stay to that, you know, because that's what I love personally.
But and also what I think you're definitely overlooked on as well, you do a lot of social commentary.
Yeah.
A lot of social commentary, and I love it. And when I really dived into your catalog, because I kind of missed when you first came along. I remember the first project, and then I caught back on maybe 5-6 years ago. But yeah, you do a lot of social commentary, a lot of reality rap, a lot of motivational music too, so you're definitely well-rounded, which I want to get to this album. Do you consider it your debut, the Politics as Usual?
Yeah, I mean, I
had something before that.
I had like collab projects and like mixtapes before, but it was like Politics as Usual is known as my first real album because it was like I got to pick all the different producers and I got a real record deal. You know, before that I had one called Out the Gate, but I basically made it with my man DC. Shout out to DC. We just was basically chilling in his crib type shit, making it. And it was still fire and it's still, you know, known as like my first project to those people that knew me before I got signed. But as far as like my big album to the world, Politics as Usual was my first album.
Okay, and I guess it's the Statik link because that's some Illmatic shit you have right there. The producers you got you got Easy Mo B, Primo, Buck Wild, Alchemist, Knots, High Tech, Large Pro, Havoc, and Pete Rock on fucking production.
Yeah, first album too.
First album, and the cameos you got Prodigy, Bun B, Freeway, Sheet Loose, Lil Fame.
That was by design, bro.
Shit.
That was like 3 years of me masterminding. How am I gonna come in the game and how do I want to come in the game? What do I want my album to sound like? Oh, okay. I love Illmatic. Maybe I could grab a couple of those producers. I love Ready to Die. Maybe we can grab Easy Mo B. I love, these different projects. So I was like, all right, Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? These are the albums I listen to. Who do I keep seeing? Pete Rock, Premier, Lost Professor. These guys. So through my relationships that I built and through also some of Statik's plugs, we were able to put that masterpiece together, that first album, which was a masterpiece. And even though all my albums been crazy like that moving forward, but none of them was like that specific thing. Like those 8 guys and only those 8 guys. And it was like, those are all like very well known, legendary producers and shit like that. So that was a legendary moment in my career. And I'm mad happy I did it that way because by setting it off with doing records of that caliber off the rip, I never had to go back down. Like some of our favorite artists, right? Let's say they had like one of the best producers producing them, and then they had a falling out, now they're stuck to just find producers and they're taking beats from anybody. So their next album be trash.
Don't have that sound.
Or the beats just don't be hitting. But with me, I already knew. I went and got the Nuts beat like 3 years before that album even came out. We had Watch How It Go Down from premiere 2 years before it came out. So we were slow, like I'm like, yo, I want this person, I want to get this person, we like slowly put that bitch together until we knew that it was the vision that I originally had, which was everybody who producing this album is a legend. And then all the other legends started coming out the woodwork to work with me.
That's how it usually works too.
Yeah.
So you had the vision. Yeah, because I didn't know. I knew you had worked for Premiere because that's one of your first.
Watch How It Go Down.
Your first leads
on the map. Yeah.
But when I had looked back, I'm like, damn, yeah, you had it well orchestrated, and the fact you had Knots on there, I know you was a student of the game.
For sure.
Yeah,
Knots gave me the first beat. He gave me the first record when I was like Brown Paper Bag. I was still doing my thing, and I just was like, yo, I found a plug to him. You know, I went, I gave him the paper, and you know, we got that first record popping, you know what I'm saying? And I kept tucking it. I'm like, I'm gonna hold this for when I do my first album.
Nice.
And then the next came Watch How I Go Down, and that changed everything. Then Buck Wild hit me up, like, yo, I heard you on the show with Primo, I wanna work with you. Boom, Bun B called Primo, yo, who's the Termanology kid? I wanna work with him.
Nice.
So then doors started opening for me when I started investing in myself. That's what I was telling up and comers.
I'm glad you said that because that's another reason why I like doing these shows and like to dig into your background too, because they only see the final results.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely got to.
It wasn't given to me, bro. Yeah. Like I had to spend
you moved out here.
Yeah, but even before I moved out here, like I had to grind and do like 700 free shows before I started getting paid for shows. I was doing like 2-3 shows a week every night. I'm talking about like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I didn't start really getting paper until I put out Watch How It Go Down. And then I started really getting paper, you know, which was like almost 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? So it was a whole lot of grinding, and I had to put up like shit, like $50,000, you know, for production and features and studio and all that before I got signed. That's what helped get me signed. And then when I got signed, then I got a bag, so I got a bigger budget and I was able to do different things. But I had to create that budget myself. I had to use all my personal money that I should have been buying a house with, buying a car with, whatever, buying a chain with, whatever you want to buy, taking your mom's on vacation and shorty. Like I was using all that money for beats, studio, bus, train, plane, until like I got myself situated, and now I could go buy nice things and do nice things and make investments. But my first investment was myself.
Talk to him. Having the skills and all of that is good, but like you said, you gotta have that drive and invest in yourself. Yeah. So we mentioned him a few times. I want to touch on that real quick too. So you and Statik put out projects together as a group. Yeah. You formed this now in 1982.
Yes, sir.
So what made y'all decide to? When you did 4 projects, right, together?
We got 5. We got 7 projects. We got 4 albums and 3 EPs.
Okay, under the moniker?
1982, yeah. But when you, the thing is, like, sometimes when you look up people's catalog on Spotify and stuff, like not all of them show up because they were on a certain label that might have labeled it differently. So that's why you might not see all 7 of them. But there's 7 of them. If you go on my Bandcamp, you'll get all 7. That's why I suggest people, if you want to hear all 50 of my albums, just go to Bandcamp. They're right there in chronological order. Like you can go and see like my first tape in 2003 to the next. And then it just keeps going through the mixtape series, through all the albums with Little Fame, with Dame Grease, with Statik, with everybody. Yeah. But with Statik, man, you know, we did a lot of work together. We combined forces. Like we wasn't a group, but we was always together. We're always making music. He's featuring me on his album. I'm A&R in his album. I'm picking beats. He's helping me get beats and features. He's putting me on the radio. We're breaking bread together, getting money together, doing shows together. So we just caught like such a good vibe and such a working relationship that one day he was like, yo, let's just make a group. Let's call it 1982. He's like, people keep loving what we're doing. Let's just do it. So like it was really his idea. He came up with the name, all that, because
mastermind.
We were both born in Lawrence, Massachusetts in 1982 in the same hospital.
Word?
Yeah.
So are y'all childhood friends or y'all married? Oh shit.
But we were both born at the same year in the same hospital in the same city. So it's like it was destiny that we were gonna be good friends and come into this game on some like crazy hip hop best friends from Lawrence Mass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
holding it down.
It's crazy, bro, how it all worked out. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because he definitely hip hop head as well too.
Oh man, that's the most hip hop guy people know, man. That's really why we clicked, because when we met, we had to be like 16, and he was on the turntables and I was rhyming. He would come to my crib, play instrumental, scratch, I would rap. We met as kids, you know, and then it turned into our love for hip hop. We started making noise. He was doing mixtapes. He's on the radio. I'm putting out CDs and mixtapes and vinyl. And then it was like that we started both kind of blowing up, but we both weren't there yet until we both moved to New York. And then it was like, it really took off for us, you know, from New York.
So you got to see the progression. You got to see him starting off. He wasn't already. Oh,
no,
that's dope.
Statik didn't even make beats when I met him yet.
Nice.
Nah, he was like 16. I mean, he
were you rapping? Like,
I was rapping, but not professionally, but seriously. I was battle rapping.
Yeah, that's how to start.
Yeah, he was DJing professionally, putting out tapes and all that at 16, throwing parties. But his beat game came a little later in the game. I feel like he caught a love for it, you know, when we were in our later teens, and he started really, when his mixtapes started really popping, he was sneaking like one of his beats. So we were like 20, 21.
That's the way you had to
and
do
then
it.
he turned, and I used to tell him his beats were horrible all the time. I'd be like, yo, that shit sucks. All the drums suck. I know that sample. That don't sound right. This, that, third. So, you know, it was like, I was like kind of hazing him, but he credits me a lot of times for making him better because I kept it real with him. And now, bro, he's one of the best producers in the world. So, can't take nothing from a man.
Crazy.
Yeah, can't take nothing from the man, you know?
So, I do want to get into one more of your albums, though. I feel like I don't know, maybe you had just it was in a different pocket, more seasoned, but more politics.
Yeah.
That shit feel like, I guess that's why you call it more politics, because it feels like the same vibe where everything fell in line for you, everything went your way. Was that how it really went?
It was by design. It was like, I did a whole bunch of random shit in the middle, and I'm like, yo, I gotta come back with the big producers again, but this time let's come back with Justice League. Let's come back with Q-Tip.
That's another thing.
Let's come back with Just Blaze.
Yeah.
So I kept some of the same guys, but you know, Statik ended up joining me on this one because he wasn't on the first one. You know, when we made that album, he wasn't a legendary producer yet. Okay. He was just a hot ass DJ, but he wasn't a legendary producer. By the second album, it was like, all right, now you fit. You know what I'm saying? Because in the first one, I'm like, we're talking about the people that made Illmatic and Ready to Die. He wasn't there yet. But now, he did the bulk of more politics. So once you there, you lit. And then we had High Tech. You know,
that's what fucked me up. Yeah, High Tech.
We had High Tech. You know, we had Justice League, like I said, Q-Tip, Just Blaze. You know, among Buck Wild, of course. You know, did my favorite record on that album, which is I Dream Big. We brought in some newer cats at the time, like, you know, Big Pun's son, Chris Rivers. We had him on there.
Salute to Chris.
Of course, Easy Money, my man, was on the album.
Salute to Easy too, man.
We had Bodega Bams from Uptown. So, you know, we kept it real super East Coast, but then we went and got Crooked Eye. You know,
did that. Before we close out, I gotta get into your I'm gonna talk about your feature list.
Oh yeah, feature shit is crazy.
That shit is mean.
I take that shit very seriously, you know. It's like some people are better at just features, some people are better at projects, some people can do both. I pride myself on somebody who does both because if I didn't do 2,000 features, I'd have like 200 albums. Because I gave them verses away, but them features got me further than doing some of my albums sometimes. You know, so it's just like I like doing everything, bro. I'm down for whatever. Like as long as it's just gonna make good music and it makes sense, like I'm with it.
Nah, that's absolutely. And I want to shout out Rex too. Rex
He's
from the same town
he's
too.
He's from our town too. Okay. He's me and Statik's big homie. When we were younger, he was a little bit older than us, and he came out first. You know, so Statik was DJing for him. I used to open up shows. Me and Easy used to open for him. And, you know what I'm saying? Rex blew up before us. And then it was like him, you know, me, Rex, and Statik, we all kind of clicked up and made the show off click. You know what I mean? Then we started
that's what
that show off records. So then we added JFK. We added Easy Money. You know, different artists. My man Cali. Different times, different artists was working through show off and with show off. You know what I mean? But the core members was always me and Statik. But we went and grabbed Easy, Rex, JFK, everybody else. You know what I mean? So that's family. That's extended family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see y'all. It's been a minute. Y'all still rolling tight. I see y'all just did something new. So
yeah, exactly.
I love to see it, man. I gotta get Rex on Deck Wit Deme too. Another select on MC.
I'm giving you your math, so next time you guys are in town, you guys can connect.
Well, his catalog is official too.
Hell yeah, crazy.
Right, shit is official.
Crazy.
So, but before I move on to off of Statik, has there? You said that you were hazing him at first, but has there been a beat that he came to you with and he's like, yo, you weren't feeling it, but he's like, yo, you just gotta do this one. You gotta end up being something that you love.
Man, 2 times, bro. The first time I was in the studio with Saigon. I think it was Saigon and Little Fame, and they did a record called Critically Acclaimed. And I hated the beat, bro. I could not picture myself on this beat. And I had these guys like, yo, come on, just do a verse, just do a verse. And I was just like, I didn't like it. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fall back. They ended up putting, I think, Sean Price on it. So that shit ended up working because it was an all Brooklyn track.
Okay.
But in the beginning, I was there and I had a place on it. And I was like, And dog, can I tell you that the 88.9, the radio station, every single day they played that song during every talk break, their intro to their show, they played the song. That was one time I really played myself because I was like, damn, like I could have been on this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I still hate the beat. Like now when I hear it, I love it because it came one of my brother's classics.
Gotcha,
I got used to it. I heard it on the radio, like at Sean P. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, hell yeah, but when like for years I hated the beat. And one other one was Statik has sent me A Beautiful Life with Joey Badass and Action Bronson. When he made the beat, he sent me the beat, which is one of his biggest records. Biggest records. They did a video in Europe, jumping off yachts with models and all this cool shit. But I wasn't on the record or anything, but he sent me the beat first. He just sent it to me. And I was like, yo, what am I supposed to do with this? He's like, I was like, what is this? Like, is it a joke? He's like, it's a beat, like rap. And then I ignored it, right? And then I end up hearing it, and I got Joey Badass and Action on it. So I'm like, damn, at least if I submitted a verse, I might have been able to stay on the record type shit. You know what I mean? But so that one I slept on, and I would say those two, man. Those two were like. Those two.
It's not easy every time, man. You're not gonna love them all, and sometimes you're not gonna hear it.
And you can't do everything.
Can't do everything.
You know, I wasn't meant to be on either of them songs. Like one of them was a song with like 2 of the new guys from New York holding the torch, Action and Joey. You know, it was meant for that. The other one was some Brooklyn shit. So
okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
As much as I would have killed it and I would have fit in, like the God didn't want that for me. Those was for them. You know what I'm saying? What's for me always comes to me. I'm blessed, so I already know. You know, I work hard for it, and sometimes it just falls out the sky, bro. So
no doubt,
you know,
no doubt. And I want to speak to what do you feel keeps you with this keeps your skill level high because you're still rapping on a high level, you're still motivated. And the lengthy career, what do you think some of the things that contributed to that? Because you're definitely one of the unsung MCs in the game as well. As far as, like I said, a lengthy career, your resume is crazy. Feature game, well respected in the industry.
Yeah.
What do you think some of the things that help you get that?
I just don't want to like ever fall off. You know, there's some rappers that I seen fall off, and that shit broke my heart. And I never want that to be attached to my name. And I still got the competitive sport. Like I still feel competitive, man. I still feel like I could go out there and kill it. Like on any time a young rapper comes up that is nice and everybody's rocking with them, I'm trying to rock with them too. And if we get in the booth and if we get in the lab and they trying to take my head off, I'm trying to take your head off too. Let's go crazy. Like whatever you want to do, we could write records together and do smooth shit, or we can go crazy. Cause I'm still with the shits, you know what I mean? But I think that some rappers actually get better with time, and some rappers get worse with time. So I feel like I'm getting better with time. I definitely got moments that I've risen to in my career that I might not be able to mimic that moment. Like the song I did with Mac, it was just I got multiple songs with Mac, but 82, 92, there's a reason why that song is an underground hit, why it's an underground classic, why, you know, people love it. It stands out of all the other songs we got with Mac. That one is like super special. So like those moments like that, sometimes you rise up, but I don't feel like I couldn't do it again. I just feel like that moment was meant for that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I do feel like I'm getting nicer, and I feel like I'm getting better. Just different pockets, different beats, different eras, you know?
So I want to speak to you before we get out of here. I want to speak to your entrepreneurship.
Yep.
You have the Good Dad movement.
Mm-hmm.
So just speak to that. Is gear? Is I see you doing apparel, footwear as well?
Yeah, we got everything, man. Good Dad Gang. You know, shout out to all the members of the Good Dad Gang. You know, all the people that represent. You know what being a good parent is and being a good dad is.
Being a good dad. Dads are still important out here.
Yeah, a lot of us grew up with a bad relationship with our father or no father. So So, you know, with this generation, we're trying to change the narrative, specifically in the city, you know what I'm saying? People, and it's like a lot of minorities, you know, Black, Puerto Rican, whatever you are, you know, coming from poverty, we get a bad rap. A lot of us grew up where our fathers in the system or mother and father wasn't together, whereas some other cultures, they get to grow up with their whole family.
Right.
And it's like they put a stigma on us specifically that, like, you know, dudes is bad parents because of where they grew up or, you know, how they skin color, shit like that. So with the Good Dad Gang, I've been able to like totally change the narrative on social media of like how people look at fathers. Like,
very important.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
They've been looking at us and seeing us doing nothing but holding it down with our kids for 9 years. I started the movement in 2014, and what I started doing was just hashtagging Good Dad Gang. Anytime you chill with your kids, post it, Good Dad Gang, show us what you do.
I'm gonna have to get more involved in that, because I do respect that, and it's well needed, man, for real. It's well, I don't know what's going on lately, but dads are still important.
No, facts, man. So, you know, from 2014 to now, we've done 9 backpack giveaways. You know, this year we gave away 1,500 backpacks in my hood, in my community. Lawrence, Mass is the poorest city in Massachusetts. You know, the city I'm from is the poorest city in Mass. So that's another reason why we like to give back to that community. People really need it. There's long lines all the way down the street, you know, when we give out these backpacks and these school supplies, and some of these kids, they win, you know, an Oculus or a scooter or a gift card and stuff like that. So it's great that we do that, you know, for the community. The mayor came out this year. We had the big radio station come out, Pup Dog Jam and all that. Shout out to all the volunteers that come out, all the donors, all that stuff, because it's very needed, you know. So next year we're trying to do it big for the 10th anniversary. Yeah, but we got sneakers. We got our own deal with Ewing. Shout out to Patrick Ewing. So if you want to check out the Good Dad Gang sneakers, you can go to ewingathletics.com. We also do customs, like the ones I'm wearing right here. You know, the Nike joints with the Good Dad Gang, you know, on the tongue. We got hats, shirts, hoodies, all that stuff, man. Lots of stuff in the works. And you know, a lot of people supporting us, like from Ludacris to Jamie Foxx, you know, to all my friends and family. It's a real organic, authentic movement. You know, it's not about making no bread. It's not about, you know, none of that rah-rah. It's just like, yo, be a good parent. Yeah. Specifically, be a good dad. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't got to get along with your BM. Y'all don't got to be friends. You don't got to, none of that. Just get along with your kid and you know, get along. Try to spend time with your kid and have a good relationship with your kid, and that's all our message is, man. Make that effort and try.
That's most important, man. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it. Dads are still important.
It's a fact.
So I got 2 more real quick ones, and we get
let's get it.
I want to start with, you gotta give me 3 rap hip hop albums.
Yeah.
That you never get tired of. You play to death. You play all the time. You never get tired of.
For sure. We're gonna go with Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
Okay.
That's my favorite album of all time.
Word? Okay, that's what's up.
Then we got, let's go, Nas Illmatic.
I knew Illmatic was going to be in there.
Definitely Nas Illmatic. And we got to go with Capital Punishment, Big Pun.
Oh, I was talking about him earlier today.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So Nas, Snoop, and Big Pun. Yeah, R.I.P. to Pun.
Those are my 3. I mean, I could swap them out for 3 others too.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. Yeah,
those are hip-hop heads. Those are my 3.
Yeah, that shit could keep going on and on. Mm-hmm. So for a brand new Termanology fan, let's say they watch this and now they like, nah, I got to tune in with this guy.
Yeah.
What are the first 3 albums you say they should start with?
Wow. You know what's so
tough? Got fucking 49 of them shit.
It is, man, because it's like the shit I make with Paul Wall don't sound nothing like the stuff I make with Lil Fame.
Nah, it doesn't. That Fame shit, we didn't get to touch that.
Yeah, but you know, when I meet Brooklyn cats, specifically Brownsville cats, I'm like, oh, you gotta hear this.
Okay.
You know, when I meet Houston cats, of course, you gotta hear me and Paul. You know, so stuff like that. When I meet Gangstar fans, I would say me and Statik. You know, me and Statik carried on tradition of Gangstar. Guru originally being from Boston and moving to New York.
True.
You know, Primo being from Texas and moving out here and creating a New York sound that we love and holding the torch for boom bap. And it's like now Statik and I are holding the torch for boom bap. you know, Gangstar's still alive, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, their music will live forever. Like, Primo's still making new music and still killing it, but I'm saying, like, we have been able to, like, latch on to what they did and be like, all right, we want to hold the torch as well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, if you want to know my personal 3 favorite, I'll say probably Politics as Usual, Physiology, and probably 1982, 2012. Those are probably my 3 personal favorites.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Rarely artists get to tap in with artists and get their personal, especially with a lengthy catalog like that. But
I can swap those out too.
I'm sure.
I got, you know, too many favorites.
I got too many joints though. But on real talk, my guy, I appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
Salute to you. Respecting local culture. Your pen game still sharp. Putting out quality music. Rapping for your town. Pleasure to have you on Deck with Deme. I'm your guy, Deme D, Mr. Everywhere. You never there. We in Brooklyn. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that red button. My God, for sure.
Let's go.